He murdered his own brother. But why? This isn't just an ancient legend. It's something every one of us can face. Envy, choice, consequences. Do you want to understand why this happened? Then watch this story to the very end. After Adam and Eve left paradise, life changed. Now, every morning they woke up to plow the land and plant seeds. It was hard. But with this hardship came hope, the birth of their sons. Eve hoped that one of her sons would become the promised Savior who would defeat evil and restore paradise. It was her expectation, her dream. A dream that was not destined to come true. When Eve first held her baby, she whispered,
I have gotten you from the Lord, my baby.
With a hopeful heart, she looked at the infant and thought,
Is this him? The future Messiah who will crush the deceiver that led us into sin? The one God promised in Eden?
Inspired by this thought, Eve gave her firstborn a name, Cain. The word means acquired or gotten. She believed this son would be the key to returning to the lost joy they once lived in. But the boy grew up to be very different. Even as a child, Cain would grumble.
Why do I need to ask God for help when I can do it all myself?
Every new day, he rose at dawn. He went to fight the stubborn earth as if with every swing, he was proving to himself and the world.
I am strong. I can handle this myself, without God's help.
Farming for him wasn't just work. It was a way to prove his independence. Every piece of fruit served as proof, I am the master of my own destiny. After some time, Eve gave birth to a second son, Abel. He was the complete opposite of Cain. If Cain raged like a storm, Abel was a quiet, gentle breeze, which is exactly what his name means. Abel was kind and obedient. And in his obedience lay a great strength and faithfulness to God. He tended the sheep, watched over the flock, and cared for every lamb. He often raised his eyes to the sky where the eternal God lives. Abel made mistakes too, just like all of us. And because of that, he understood. A saving sacrifice was needed to make things right. Although Cain and Abel were brothers, they grew more different with each year. Abel was content and loved God. Cain, however, was often dissatisfied. He was angry at God because sin had made their work so hard. We are all different, and that's normal. But when someone knowingly goes against God, it leads to disaster. God did not abandon his creation to fate. Although he clearly explained the punishment for sin is death, and that is just. But out of his great love, God designed another way, a path of salvation. He promised that one day, he himself would come to earth. He would take the guilt of every person upon himself and die in our place. Only he is without sin. Only he can pay that price. But until that day, God gave people a symbol, a sacrifice. He commanded them to offer an innocent animal. This was called a substitutionary sacrifice. The sacrifice was a reminder, you have sinned, but an innocent one dies in your place. You are alive because someone else gave their life for you. Abel understood this. He trusted his Creator, and he did as God commanded. He chose the best lamb from his flock and, with a heavy heart, offered it as a sacrifice. This wasn't just obedience, it was faith. Cain also knew what was required, but he refused to follow that path. His heart would not submit. He brought to the altar the fruits of the ground, which he had grown himself, as if telling God,
I decide for myself how to worship.
After all, pride needs no savior. And God rejected his offering. But Abel's offering he accepted. Cain felt offended, and offense quickly grew into anger. Abel didn't know that his humility before God would become a challenge to his brother, a reason for envy and hatred. God, seeing Cain's heart, spoke to him with love.
Why are you so angry? Why does your face look so sad? When you do what is right, you have nothing to be ashamed of. But if you do wrong, be careful. Sin is right at the door. It desires to control you, but you must rule over it.
But Cain wasn't listening. His thoughts were dark. His heart had already made his decision. He looked at his brother, and his envy grew stronger. Cain approached Abel.
Come with me, brother. There is a place I want to show you.
Abel suspected nothing. He trusted his brother. They went out together, into the field. There, far from sight, Cain picked up a rock and struck him. And then, silence. That is how Abel's life ended. The first person to die on earth. Not from sickness and not from old age, but at the hand of his own brother. This is what disobedience and envy can lead to. But the story doesn't end there.
Cain, where is your brother Abel?
I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?
What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now the ground soaked with this blood will be cursed for you. It will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a wanderer on the earth, without a home or rest.
This punishment is too harsh. You are driving me out, and anyone who finds me can kill me.
No, Cain. If anyone kills you, I will avenge them 7 times over.
And God gave him a special mark. Cain had done a terrible thing, but even then, God did not leave him without protection. Why? Because even in judgment, God remains merciful. Cain left. He built a city, started a family. He left a mark on history, but it was a mark that has no eternity in it. But the voice of Abel, quiet like his life, will resound in eternity. Adam and Eve grieved deeply, but God did not leave them in their sorrow. He gave them comfort. Another son was born, Seth. And many generations later from Seth's line, a man was born whom God set apart. His name was Enoch, the only man God took to heaven alive. But that is a completely different story. Do you want to hear it? Then don't miss the next video.